Assalamu alaikum. Uh, let's begin to read together the same lesson, The Portrait of a Lady, written by Kushwant Singh. Last time we had read together almost 3 paragraphs. Let's begin to read from page number 4. I would request all my students to have textbook in your hand so we can read together and we can understand together. So page number 4, textbook Hornbill. This is the first lesson of English subject, right? Let's begin to read from the place where we stopped last time. My grandmother and I were good friends. I'm reading from the textbook, so then after I will explain you. So my grandmother and I were good friends. So they both were very close friends. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city, and we were constantly together. So the author was left with grandmother by his parents, and they were there living in the village, and they were there living their lives together constantly. She used to wake me up in the morning and get me ready for school. So she used to prepare him for school and she used to wake him up. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous sing-song. While she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart. So she would make me listen she wanted me to recite, she wanted me to learn it by heart, the prayer that she used to recite, and she would recite loudly in order to make me cream, in order to make me mug, in order to make me memorize. And she used to dress me. That's how she means the author is saying how he was brought up, how he was nurtured, how he was taken care by his grandma, and she was very religious lady. I listened because I love her voice, but never bothered to learn it. The writer was very not that much serious to learn it, but he would listen to her because of her sweet melancholy, a very melodious voice. She would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk, tiny earthen pot and red pen, tie them all in bundle and hand it to me. So how she was preparing him for school, that is these 3 lines. She would wash her slate and all this, how she was getting him ready for the school, that is given. Very easy to understand, no need to repeat it. After a breakfast of thick stale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it, we went to school. So he used to have a breakfast, a stale chapati, not that much fresh, stale, with little butter and sugar spread on it. Then he went to school along with his grandmother. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs, and she used to carry stale chapatis for the dogs also. So this is, now let me explain you in brief. Let me explain in my way so you can understand the entire paragraph. So I'm here to explain you once again. The author lived with her in the village. That is, they were good friends. That they were always there living constantly together. His parents left him with her to settle in the city. That is already read. The author's grandmother used to wake him up every morning and get him ready for the school. She would recite her morning prayer while she bathed him and dressed him up, and he loved her voice but would not try to memorize a word of what she spoke. That's what I already told you. She would make his things ready like a wooden slate, tiny earthen ink pot and red pen. He would eat a thin slate chapati with butter and sugar spread on it. They both used to wake to school, and his grandmother carried stale chapatis with her to feed the village dogs. I have already explained you once again the same paragraph. Fetch, the word that is there inside. Fetch means to go for and bring back something for someone. Slate, आपको पता है, पहले we used to carry slate. When I was a student in primary or in KG, I used to carry slate. A slate, a flat plate of slate formerly used for writing on in school. Plaster covered with layer of plaster, that is earthen, made of bake or fire clay, which still no longer fresh and pleasant to eat, hard, musty or dry. That is the meaning. These are the new words, not new words I would say, but these are the words to be told and to be understood. Shall we begin to the next paragraph? Yes, let's begin to read the fourth paragraph. My grandmother always went to school with me. She always used to go, she would go to school with him because the school was attached to the temple. So she would spend her time in the temple and he would go to the school. The priest taught us the alphabet and the morning prayers. Okay, the priest was also there teaching him. So the priest taught us the alphabet and morning prayer. While the children sat in the rows on either side of veranda singing the alphabet or the prayer in chorus. Chorus means reciting together. So all the children were there reciting in chorus. My grandmother sat inside reading the scripture, and my grandmother she was there reciting scripture. Scripture means holy books. What is the Islamic scripture? That is Quran. For Christian it is Bible, like this way. When we had both finished, we would walk back together. Once again they would come back together. This time the village dogs would meet us at the temple door, and this she used to feed village dogs also. They follow us to our home, growling, making noise and fighting with each other for the chapatis we threw to them. So she used to feed them that stale chapati. So this is the very easy. Let me read it for you once again. Let me explain you once again without help of textbook. Scripture, the sacred writing of religion. Growling, making a low guttural sound in a throat. Courtyard, veranda, you know it. Let me read it further. When my parents were comfortably settled in the city. Okay, let me explain you first this, so you can understand it. Okay. His grandmother would accompany him to school as the temple was attached to the school, and she used to sit with the temple daily. On one side, he would sit on the veranda with the other children, would sing the alphabet and prayer in the chorus. On the other hand, she would sit in the temple to read the scripture. After finishing, they would walk back home together. The village dogs met them at the village door. They would follow them to their home, growling and fighting with each other for the stale chapatis that she fed them. That was she fed them. When his parents got settled in the city, they called them. That was the turning point of his friendship with his grandmother. They shared the same room, but she no longer would give him company to school. She started going to an English medium school he started going to an English medium school, and motor bus would come back to pick or drop him. There were no dogs in the street whom she could feed as she did in the village. So she started feeding sparrow in the veranda of their house. I already explained you a few lines in advance. So let's just read it. When my parents were comfortably settled in the city, so they migrated towards the city. They sent for us. That was a turning point in our friendship. That was the turning point, means their friendship got snapped. Their friendship, though they were living together, but now they were not that much attached as they used to, very attached with each other, which I already told you. Although we share the same room, my grandmother no longer came to a school with me. So now he is there going to in city school. Now she stopped coming now, because when he was there in village, they both walk together and go to school. She would spend her time in reading the scripture, and he would spend time in learning. Now here the writer is going not on foot. He is there going to school by motor bus. It is there by vehicle. I used to go to an English school in a motor bus. Yes, there were no dogs in the street. First, it used to have They used to have dogs on the way and they would feed them. Grandmother used to feed them, and she took to feeding sparrow in the courtyard of her city house that was there. Anyway, so this is I have already made you understand. Still, if you want me to make you understand, I can explain you. That was the turning point. What is the turning point of his friendship? They share the same room, but she no longer would give him company to his school. That was the turning point. He started going to an English medium school, and a motor bus would come to pick and drop him. There was no dogs in the street whom she could feed as she did in the village. So she started feeding the sparrow in the veranda of their house. As the year rolled by, let me read it further for you. As the year rolled by, means passed by, we saw less of each other. Now we would not meet that much as we used to. For some time she continued to wake me up and get me ready for school. No doubt he was being taken care by grandmother, but she would not be able to give that much time, and the writer was not able to give that much time to grandmother. When I came back, she would ask me what the teacher had taught me. And I would tell her English words and little things, Western science and learning the laws of gravity, Archimedes principle, the world being round, and all this. So when he would come back, so grandmother used to ask him what was taught to him, what the teacher were teaching him. So, and he used to tell her this law of gravity, Archimedes, and some English word. This made her unhappy because she was from she had a different background when she was born and brought up and nurtured. So she wanted her grandchild to have the same environment. So this made her unhappy. She could not help me with my lesson because she had a different way of learning, and this boy Kushwant Singh, he had science, English and all this which she was not aware of it. She did not believe in the things they taught at the school, at the English school, and was distressed that there was no teaching about God and scripture, because she was a religious lady. She was very devout. She had spent she is highly devoted her life. She has devoted her life towards God. So she wanted the school environment to have religious teaching, and she was very unhappy when she came to know that they are not teaching about the scripture and God. One day I announced that we were being given music lesson. One day he told her that he was given a music lesson, and she was very disturbed because music, she was knowing it, though she is from a different background, she is from different religion, but she is knowing the harmful effect of music. And unfortunately, being a believers, being members, or being a part of this great religion, we peoples are constantly listening music. See, this is a lesson for us that she was very disturbed. When she came to know that music is taught in the school, she was very disturbed because she was knowing to her music had lewd association. She was knowing that this music can distract her child, distract her grandchild. This is a lewd association. The association with music is very bad, lewd. It's very nasty. It's very dirty things. One must not listen it. It's make person astray. It make person distract. It make person crazy. It make person mad. It make person away from the reality. Instead of to be there on the path of straight path, it make the person on the path of astray people. So she was knowing it, the harmful effect of music, and it made her very unhappy. And one should keep himself or herself away from music. It's very harmful. Though we enjoy listening music, but indirectly, directly, it's very harmful. The harmful effect of the music is not on the spot. We will come to know the harmful effect of music in the future. And it was the monopoly of harlots, and beggars. This is the reality. She hates, she detests, she dislikes and she hate that much music that she is saying that it's a monopoly of harlot, it's a monopoly of prostitutes. One must not listen music. It's very bad. It is being listened by harlots and beggars and not meant for gentle, for it is not good for the good people. It's not for the good citizen. This music is extremely harmful. And she said nothing, but her silence meant disapproval, and she disapproved music, and she really talked to me after that. Anyway, so let me explain you in my way. This is the fifth paragraph. Years roll by, which I already, time pass. Distress means suffer extremely sorrow, anxiety or pain. Lewd association means indecent or obscene, very dirty, nasty. Harlot means prostitute. Gentlefolk, people of noble truth, like you people, right? So let me now explain you as the year pass in the city, the interaction reduced. They were not that much communicating with each other. For some time, she continued to wake him up and would get him ready for school. She would ask him what he had learned in school that day. The scientific terminology and English words made her unhappy. Yeah, this is the reality. She didn't know the language. She could not help him with the lesson, as his new school never taught him about God and religious scripture. This made her very sad, very unhappy. She did not approve of such an education. When she came to know that she was getting music lesson, it disturbed her. According to her, music was indecent and it was an art for the beggars and prostitutes and not for those belonging to decent families. She didn't like that he learned music, so she stopped talking to him. Okay. I would rest of the lesson I would discuss in the very next video, inshallah. Meanwhile, Allah Hafiz. Okay.